Bismillah Rahman Rahim. In the name of God we come. Salam alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Stella Nyanzi and I'm the host of this space. I know that I advertised my spaces to start in the morning in Uganda at 7 a.m. And yes, that space will happen. But I want to call upon all Muslim Ugandans, all people of faith in Uganda who subscribe to Allah. As you wake up and go for your Fajr prayers, I have come on behalf of all frustrated Ugandans who have determined to march to Parliament to stop corruption on 23rd July 2024 and demand a stop upon corruption and demand that Anita Among must resign. I want to call upon all of you, our Muslim brothers, our Muslim sisters, our Muslim leaders. I want to call upon all people of faith. As you go to the mosque today in Uganda, as you go wherever you go today in Uganda, I want you to pray for the march to Parliament to stop corruption. Anita Among must resign. All of you in Uganda know that my name is Stella Nyanzi. What you don't know is that my other name is Aminata. In Uganda, you would call me Amina. In the country where I was married, in a beautiful mosque, a small mosque in a village, they call me Aminata. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. There is only one God, and his name is Allah. In Islam, I have learned that Islam is a very peaceful religion. And I want to call upon all Muslims in Uganda who have been forsaken by the Muslim clerics, who have succumbed to the evil in Uganda. I want to call upon all Muslims who cried and suffered as our Muslim brothers and sisters, fellow Ugandans, were being abducted day in, day out and blamed for crimes that the government of Uganda was committing. Our Muslim brothers and sisters in Uganda, this struggle is yours as much as it is our struggle. Museveni has demobilized religious leaders. We watched them trying to send doves up to heaven, and the doves refused to fly. Muslims in Uganda, as you're going for your Fajr prayers this hour, this struggle is yours too, because the Parliament of Uganda has not served Muslims. If you have any parliamentarian, the Muslim caucus in Parliament, that is working for you and ensuring that Islam is not used divisively by dictator Yoweri Museveni, then you're comfortable, and Anita Among has served you. However, if you identify with the millions of Ugandans who are suffering, my brothers and sisters, our movement to march to Parliament and stop corruption has no religious boundaries, but it belongs to you as well. It belongs to all Muslim comrades in Uganda who are tired of a government that uses religion to divide us. They put Christians against Muslims. They put Muslims against each other. They put the Tabligh against the Sunni. They put the Sunni against nominal Muslims. They put Chibuli against Old Kampala. Muslims in Uganda, we have been blamed and called ADF every time there are rebel activities which are conspired by dictator Yoweri Museveni and his military. The ADF is held responsible. And when they say it's ADF, they come for our Muslim brothers and sisters. We are tired. We are tired as Muslim people. They say that we are jihadists. They say that we belong to ISIS. They say that we have been corrupted. And yet we know that the real evil person in our country, Uganda, is the devil dictator Yoweri Museveni. This very, very short space is to summon every person in Uganda who wants to go to the mosque freely without fearing when there'll be the next abductions. This space is for all people in Uganda who want to stand in solidarity with the liberation of Uganda, but they are peaceful Muslims. And because the revolution in Uganda has been divided and they call us jihadists, they take our sheikhs away, they take our imams away, they take our children away, they abduct us, they throw us in prisons and where we rot. I want to call upon all of you who are going to the mosque this Friday, as you go for Juma prayers. As you go for Juma prayers, we summon you to the cause, to pray for the march to Parliament, to stop corruption, to pray for Anita Among to resign. I said salam because I come in peace. I said salam alaikum because I come in peace. I said bismillah because I come in peace. Ugandans of the Muslim faith, we have been divided for a long time. But this movement to march to Parliament to stop corruption is against divisions. It is religionless. We have left our religions behind. But then we also have religions. We know that we have these religions. We are not saying that if you're religious, you can't join us. Of course you can join us. Of course you're welcome to the cause. Come. Come and march with us to Parliament. Come and refuse to be silenced. Come and refuse the devil to win this war. We know that Allah is on our side. We know that we are going to win. But we're not going to win if all our Muslim brothers and sisters have been demobilized. As we go to the mosque today, as we pray our 5 times today, fellow Muslims in Uganda, I say to you, my name is Aminata. My children are Muslims just like you. My children are on the front line with Gen Z children who are leading the revolution in Uganda. Don't allow our enemies to win over us. Don't allow the people that steal and kill our children to win over us. Don't allow shaitan to win over us. Bannaye basiramu bannange abooluganda mwenna salamu alaikum. Nga ntandika ngambe bismillahirrahmanirrahim nemba kowoola kubanga bwe ngamba nti nzize mu mannya ga Allah buli kimu tukitandisa linnya lya Allah. Bannaye nga omwazinya yazina ayita abasiraamu mujje swalla nga babakoola mujje okusaba ng'omwazinya yazina. Amanya gange gemumanyi Uganda nze Stella Nyanzi. Abasinga temutamanyi nalina emyaka nali myaka emeka basiraamu bannange nalina emyaka nga 30 nenjagala omusajja Omugambia ate Abagambia bonna abasinga 99% basiraamu nno. Ni omusajja nemwagala nnyo Allah nankwatako omusajja nampowa nantwala mu muzikiti Gambia era ne bansomesa enjiri ze nagenda mu masomero ga madaraka nga ndi mukulu ne bansomesa nti la ilaha illallah muhammadur rasulullah. Zamanya gange ne bampa erinnya Aminata era nze okuwoobwa nawoobwa mu muzikiti ogwa sharia era abaana benzala abaana basiraamu mwe bayita waswa ne kato ne kigongo. Omwana wange omukulu ye Baraka omulala ye Imani. Abaana bange bonna balina roho ya kisiraamu. Eddiini yaffe ey'obusiraamu ddiini lya mirembe. Eddiini yaffe ey'obusiraamu bannange tumanyi nti ffenna Allah ye yatutondera, Allah ye yalitulamula era Allah yalituwa jjana. Allah yatutonda tumumanye basiraamu bannange. Z'abaana benzala basiraamu. Naye nnyo olw'okulaba nti n'obusiraamu bukozeseddwa gavumenti ya Uganda ne banenya abasiraamu ne banenya abawulama ne banenya bajjama ne banenya basheeka baffe ne banenya baimaamu ne banenya buli omu yenna ayina imaani ngakkiriziganya engombo yaffe eyo eya la ilaha illallah muhammadur rasulullah ne batunenya bannange nti ffe tutta bannayuganda ne batunenya. Ati basiraamu bannange nze mbakoowoola nga mugenda mu muzikiti leero ku Friday tusabire abaana abatukulembedde abaana omulembe gwa Gen Z abatukulembedde nga bagenda okwekalakaasa okw'emirembe nno nga batambula butambuzi batuyise tugende tugende ku palamenti. Allah yatutondera emigulu gye tulina gino. Allah n'atuteerako amaanyi. Allah n'atuwa amagezi. Allah n'atukoowoola tugende tutambule nga tutambula nga tulwanyisagana shaitani buli bwatudde. Bannange enguzi tereetebwa Katonda waffe talya nguzi. Enguzi ekozeseddwa okutula eddiini y'obusiraamu mu Uganda. Ne batwawula ku bannaffe basooka ne batwawula eri nga balinga abakoloni ne baawula abakatuliki ne baawula abapoto ne baawula n'abasiraamu n'abamututula Kibuli bali batuula Lubaga abalala batuula Namirembe ne batwawula. Naye bannayuganda tuli omuntu omu. Bano abagenda okumba nga tugenda ku palamenti twagambe tulina amadiini gaffe naye batutudde ffenna tutula ffenna nga bannayuganda abanyolwa. Bannaye basiraamu bannange bannayuganda bannange ab'enzikiriza y'obusiraamu batutabudde tebatutinkudde na bannayuganda bannaffe bokka ne buli lwebeerawo ekiriwo nga batukwata batunenya ffe bayekera ba ADF bannange ne bakwata abasheeka baffe ne bakwata baimama baffe ne bakwata abajjama bannange ne bakwata abaana baffe ob'obulenzi ne babawamba obubambi ne babakuba eyo mu makomera ne bababuzaawo ne babateeka mu safe house. Bannaye mu safe house zijjudde abasiraamu ne batusirisa ffenna ne batusirisa ne bataba amasheeka baffe. Abasheeka bo bamanyi ze sigenda kuyitayo sheeka nti sheeka guni oba sheeka guni naye bonna bo bamanyi ne bazze nga batta. Bannange ffe tuli leaderless basiraamu bannange. Sigenda gulumiza sheeka ono oba sheeka oli oba mwalimu ono oba mwalimu oli kubanga abaana ba Gen Z guno omulembe gwa Gen Z gutuyigiriza nti ffenna tutwale obukulembeze ffenna tubeere nga ffe twekulembera ffenna tweryowo emyoyo. Kakati nga mbakoowoola nga mugenda mujjukire batutabudde ne batunenya nti nno ffe batujju ne batuyita aba ADF ngate abasiraamu abasinga twagala mirembe tubeere mu nsi eno tuweereze Allah tufune jjana yaffe mu mirembe. Kakati nze mbakoowoola bannange mutusabire olwaleero musabire Uganda musabire okumba kwaffe okw'emirembe nga tugenda ku palamenti. Nange bayise nga mbayita nti mujje tugende ku jihadi naye nze sigenda bayita kujja ku jihadi. Abasiraamu tukuba jihadi ffe kya ddiini yaffe eddiini y'emirembe naye tugenda kumba nga tetugenda kulwana tetugenda ffe ku jihadi leero yabisona bitala naye nga tetusobolera ddala. Nze mbakoowoola mutusabire nga tugenda okumba tugenda ku palamenti okulwanyisa enguzi wa shaitaani. Bannaye shaitaani zitudde mu palamenti eyo basiraamu bannaffe abandi tukikiridde ne babaliisa manyi mugamanyize sijja kugulumiza musiraamu yenna atudde mu palamenti naye nga naasula n'aniita tumumanyi Basiraamu bannange twekube mu mitima nga tugenda ku palamenti nga tukumba ng'abaana tubatambula tubasabire essaala tubasabire obukuumi tubasabire Allah abakulembere abalwanirire abataase tubasabe tubaze mbasaba nga nakazadde azaala abaana basiraamu nti tujja mu mirembe naye tetusobola kujja ng'abasiraamu temuzze kutwegattako mutwegatteko kubanga eddoboozi lyammwe mwate nga mwayogedde mwina roho bana abasiraamu mwina roho temulwanyisa kintu kino tewali atufujjirira ssente baleme bagamba nti abasiyazi be batadde ssente mu mulamwa guno ogw'okgenda ku palamenti nga tutambula bino ebintu si bya kisiyazi bino ebintu bya bannayuganda ffenna entalo zaffe ze tulwana nga tulwana nti nno tulwanyisa abasiyazi nabali babisiyazi bali n'abalyake Anita Mwongeza akozesezza yagambye nti nno era mujjukira yatugamba nti nno buli muntu yenna alwanyisa enguzi yamuyita musiyazi lowooza ku sheeka wayogera ku nguzi Anita yamuyita musiyazi olowooza ku bakulembeze bammwe ab'eddiini abaliwo emyoyo oba aliwo Kibuli oba aliwo Kampala oba ali ku muzikiti ogwo ku kyalo kw'otudde oba aliwa Anita Mwongeza yagamba nti kasita omuntu ayogera ku nguzi n'agivumirira nti omuntu oyo musiyazi ate abasiyazi babaagaza kufa kati fe abalwanyisa enguzi Anita Mwongeza tatuyita basiyazi bannange basiraamu bannange okubeera omusiraamu okulwanyisa enguzi maama tutazza musango weewe bayise etteeka lyabwe nti abasiyazi babasibe abasiyazi babakwate abasiyazi babateeke ne ku kalabba naye takomekomi kugamba abasiyazi agambye nti buli alwanyisa enguzi oli muli wabisiyaga tayagala tulwanyise enguzi ffenna abalwanyisa enguzi Anita Mwongeza yatulise bali babisiyaga basiraamu bannange tulekeraawo okukozesa obukyayi obwo Anita bwaleese okusirika bamugenda mu mizikiti okusaba leero mbakoowola bannange basiraamu bannange musabira bannayuganda ab'amadini ag'enjawulo nga temwe mulina abayisiraamu mutusabire nga tugenda okumba tugende mu mirembe nno tetugenda na jihadi ffe twandijjayo ebitala naye tetukowodde babitala tetukowodde baaki batugamba mu ffe tukuba petrol bombs batutulisa bomu e Kampala batugamba nti ffe twokya ebipiira abasiraamu batutaddeko ebintu bingi nnyo nga tebalimba bulimbi batuwaayiriza tumanya ani atulugunya bannakampala tumanya ani atta abaana baffe tumanya ani atega zibbomu tumanya ani eyatemula abaana n'abakyala e Kasese n'atemula abakyoli n'atemula abateeso banaye ne batemula abaganda ne batemula abasoga ne batemula buli munnayuganda naye nga banenya ba ADF ettemu lya Museveni n'aliteekako feesi y'abasiraamu basiraamu bannange nga mugenda okusaala leero nga musaala oba ogenda kusaala ku Mmeka mbakoowola mutwegatteko mbakoowola mu mirembe tugende tukuume nga tugenda ku palamenti okulwanyisa enguzi era nga tugamba nti mu linnya lya Katonda Anita alekulire tetusobola kukola nga ya Allah tatulwaniridde n'olwekyo nze nzize bakoowola era nkubiriza omulanga bannange bonna mwenna abasiraamu abalala nze olw'okuba nze siteera mumpita Naalongo nandibadde sinze njogera bannange nze ndi muwemu nandibadde sinze nkoowola abasiraamu mwennyini mwe mwandibadde mwekolamu omulimu nga mugamba nti naffe tetuzze na bitala naye tuzze kubanga tukooyo twawulayawulamu tugenda kumba nga bannayuganda tugende ku palamenti tulwanyisa nguzi tukooyo tuleetamu enguzi nga batwawula batusasula ne batusirisa ne batuteeka essente mu kamwa ne tusirika Anita Mwongeza alina okulekulira. In English, I just said that we are calling upon fellow people of the Islamic faith, Muslims, of all sects, of all tribes, of all regions, of all genders, of all sects, whether you're Ahmadiyya, whether you're Sunni, whether you're, whatever you are. We're calling upon you to pray that Allah defends the march to parliament to stop corruption, and we insist that Allah must lead us as we call for Anita Among to resign. Today is the day of prayer. We have among the 5 pillars of Islam, we have to go to mosque and pray. We have to congregate with other Jama, and we're going to use this opportunity to ask that you will pray for us. After you say your prayers, pray for Uganda, because Uganda belongs to all of us, whether we are Muslim or we are not, whether we are Ahmadiyya or we are not, whether we are Sunni or we are not. Uganda belongs to all of us, and it should work for all of us. In that parliament of Uganda, we must be represented as people of Uganda, whether we have faith or we don't have faith. We must not be separated along religious lines. These divisions that are manufactured by dictator Yoweri Museveni must come down. And our movement to march to parliament to stop corruption is colorless, it is fearless, it is tribeless, it is leaderless, nameless, shameless, borderless, moneyless, priceless. It is for everybody who is interested in the liberation of Uganda from corruption. It wouldn't be in my place to address people around religion, because perhaps I'm the most shamed Ugandan. nze Kaseegu w'e Uganda, Kaseegu nnamba emu, teyandibadde nze ayogera ku ssaawa eno nga nkowoola bannaddiini mujje. Naye bannaye nange Nnaalongo, nvuddeyo nno. Abasiraamu mwenna, abantu balamu, ab'empisa, mwe mwandibadde muvaayo okowoola abantu okutambula mu mirembe bannange okulwanyisa enguzi. Era nze Kaseegu nze mba njogera, mujje mwogere, mweyogerere, mwogere. Mugambe bannammwe mu mizikiti, mugambe bannammwe bonna be mumanyi, ba Aji, ba Ajati, ba Sheeka, ba Imaamu. Twegambe bannaye twekolemu omulimu, tweyogerere twogere ku nsonga zaffe. Ffenna nga tukumba mpola mu mirembe nga tugenda ku palamenti. Eyo palamenti yaffe. Mu palamenti oyo mutuddemu abantu bangi, mutuddemu abasiraamu abatudde mu palamenti nga kwe kuli ne Magogo bannange. Musabe Allah atuggulire enzigi ezitasobola kuggalwa yadde poliisi ya Uganda, ezitasobola kuggalwa muntu yenna ow'emmundu oba wa military. Mutusabire Allah atulwanirire olutalo tuyingire palamenti nga tulwanyisa enguzi, era tugamba Anita Among kubanga tatukiikiridde. Atuvumye n'atuyita abasiyazi olw'okuba tulwanyisa enguzi. Anita Among alina okulekulira. Nze bulijjo soogera mu mirembe, nzidimu ekalakaasi. Naye mbasaba singa kubadde kufukamira nandifukamidde. Naye tusigenda bafukaamirira. Nze mbagambye nti nzaala Baraka, nenzaala Imaani, nenzaala Asante, abaana bange basiraamu, kitaabwe ye Usmaani, nze Aminata. Awakana oba mwagala ndete marriage certificate njina. Nze obufumbo bwange bwali mu muzikiti gwa sharia. Muntegedde abaana benzaala basiraamu, sina kubeegayirira na kwogera nti njogerera abantu balala. Abaana bange be nayonsa baana basiraamu. Era mama omusiraamu agenda okuzaala abasiraamu ayonsa abasiraamu alagirwa bayasomesebwa nti la ilaha illallah Muhammad rasulullah. Amabeere go tegagenda kubeeramu mwenge yadde embizzi kasita obeera ng'oyonsa abaana baffe abasiraamu. N'enkuuma ennono n'empisa, n'engonda n'enkuuma ennono n'empisa. Naye baganda bange, olaba nze Aminata gwe mutamanyi nakumanya ataamala sharia, olaba nze mbakuwoola. Teyandibadde nze basiraamu bannange, teyandibadde nze kubanga nze mumanyi ndi siteera, ate ndi Nnaalongo, ate bannaye ekyejo kye ndina kirimu n'ebiri ebirala bye sijja kwogera kubanga leero ndi ku mukutu gwa basiraamu. Mbakoowoola abasinga munninze ku ssaawa emu, naye bwe mba ngenda kulangirira buli kye ngenda okukola. Singa Museveni yansiba dda, aba akulinda nga akulindira eno nga ggwe omuyite nobe. And so, I have a space that will begin at 7 a.m. in Uganda. I have advertised the space that's supposed to happen at 7 a.m. in Uganda. However, I decided to come a little earlier as comrades of the religious Islamic faith are congregating, waking up to go for their Fajr prayers and to pray that Allah defends the march to Parliament on 23rd July to stop corruption and insist that Allah defends the call that Anita must resign. I'm going to end this space right now. I will not give anybody an opportunity to get the microphone unless you request for it. I will otherwise close the space and prepare for the 7 a.m. space, which I organized. I told people about the 7 a.m. space. I did not organize this one because some of our weapons that are going to be unleashed are peaceful, but they're not timed. They're not announced. These are stealth operations we have to do. They say to us, you are Gen Z, and therefore you don't have strategy. You don't have tacticians. Gen Z in Uganda, in Kenya taught us that if we're going to do this, we have some announced programs and we have some covert programs. People have been saying, what's the program? Muzzaako ki? Mwabadde temumanyi nti tugenda kuzzaako ka session nga kampi nga tukowoola Allah atulwanirire era bwe tutyo tugenda obbakola okubeera tactical buli alwana entalo fe ba Major General abakolira entalo nze no Major General wa chepe 5 tezampebwa gavumenti ya Museveni tesiringa muhoozi gwe bateekako butesi chepe nze chepe zange nzifuna musitulagwa mu bato era nze tombuulira nti koloti ombuulira nange nkubuulira nze gwe bayita sniper bayinza okugamba nti emundu zonna zimanyi zikole zitya nze emundu yange tegenda era esigala etokota eyange tewambibwa muba mukwata bali amagye g'okuttaka nze nga ndi mu nnyonyi muba mukwata ab'ennyonyi nze nga ndi ku kizimbe muba mukwata ab'ekizimbe nga nkwata butida kano kabadde ka butida tetugenda kubabuulira bye tukola ate muyinza okukwata abaana baffe nga bwe mwakutte bali abana n'eri abaana bangi abasinga bwe tumanyi nti tuli basiraamu naffe tuli basiraamu eno struggle gye tulimu okugenda ku parliament muwagale mugaane nga Allah ali naffe tewali kigenda tustopinga ate nno gwe weesiime mu kkubo lya Allah. Stand in the way of Allah. Stand in the way of Allah and Allah will show you what he can do to you. We are tactical, we are strategic, we are militant, we are peaceful, and we're just calling for a peaceful march to parliament to stop corruption. This is a peaceful jihad. We have not called people to come with stones. We have not called people to come with pupu. I once mobilized pupu and we were going to throw pupu at our oppressors. I haven't called for pupu. I mobilized menstrual blood. I haven't called for menstrual blood. I haven't even called for jihad of the sword. Yet we know that we can defend Islam with the sword. Jihad is an Islamic principle. But we are calling for a peaceful march to Parliament. We want to walk to our Parliament. Okay? So in terms of strategies and tactics, we are going to use everything on the book. And Gen Z told us if the book doesn't work, we throw it out. If the schedule does not serve me, I will interrupt the schedule. That is why we need the collective, but the collective must never decide for us. The collective doesn't speak for me. Me, I speak for myself. I can speak whatever language. If I have to learn German in order to survive, I will learn German. Right now, I'm struggling to learn German. I hate the language, but I'm learning German. Likewise, if the struggle needs me to be silent, I will be silent. But my silence does not mean I'm stupid or foolish. Because nobody is requesting for the microphone, I am going to end this space. If anybody wants to say anything, please request for the microphone. Otherwise, we shall resume at 7 a.m. In the space that was advertised, where we're going to ask ourselves, why must Ugandans march to Parliament? If you want to speak, request for the microphone, going once, going twice, going 3 times. Thank you very much for listening to me. I will meet whoever wants to speak and talk at 7 a.m. And I salute every Muslim in Uganda and every Muslim friend of Uganda. Today, as you go for your Jama prayers, please pray that Allah will defend the march to Parliament to stop corruption. And we demand that Anita must resign. Good morning. Hi. Good morning. My name is Stella Nyanzi. Some people call me Nalongo. And I want to open up the space for everybody who is interested in the march to Parliament to stop corruption and insist that Anita Among must resign. Mwasuze mukyano bannanga be Uganda. Amanya gange nze Stella Nyanzi. Ngenda kugulawo space eno nga eliwo kukkiriza buli munnayuganda ne bakwano ba Uganda abamaliridde okutambula tugende ku Parliament yaffe nga tutambuza mirembe ate tutambula mpola nnyo nga tuwaanyisa enguzi era nga tusinzidde tugamba Anita Among alekulire eno space yaffe ffenna. Part of what's happening is that people expect that one leader is going to come and announce that she will be available in a space at 8 a.m. People are going to have a program that is known by everybody and is circulated everywhere. That is the expectation. And so we know that even as we plan, there are people on the lookout waiting for us, wanting to hear, wanting to plot and plan. Abantu bagenda kusuubira nti Stella Nyanzi bwana agamba ngenda kukola space ku ssaawa emu eze Uganda nti tugenda kubeera ku ssaawa emu tumukwate tumuzibe akamwa. Abantu balowooza nti buli kitugenda okulangirira tugenda kituukiriza. Gw'omanyi nnyo onnensiga nnyo. Bw'oba omanyi okimanyi nti nno nze nanze okwekalakaasa okw'emirembe e Kampala ne ngamba poliisi ne njiwa ebbaluwa ne tutegeka ne poliisi ne tugiwa pulaani ne twesanga bambi ng'olumu poliisi ekoze naffe naye ebiseera bingi poliisi n'egaana. Ne mbagamba nti ngenda kufuluma ku ssaawa 2 ssaawa emu zigenda okujja nga bansazeeko. Sometimes when I have announced that and told people in Uganda that there's going to be a protest, it's going to start at this time, meet me in the city square, we are going to start walking, I go to the police and I give them a plan and we agree and there's a schedule. Sometimes the police have worked with me long time ago. But the police in Uganda has also told me that if you tell them you're coming at 8, they will be waiting to arrest you and take you away at 8. And so part of what I want us to learn, my people, when Stella Nyanzi says she's going to hold a thing at 8 o'clock, are you sure she's going to hold that thing at 8 o'clock? Are you really sure Stella Nyanzi is going to hold that thing at 8 o'clock? Who is Stella Nyanzi to you? Who is Stella Nyanzi calling you at 8 o'clock? I told people I'm going to be here at 7 o'clock. The first space we had happened at 5 o'clock. Anybody on this space who is a spy, you're plotting, we're also plotting. You're planning, we're also planning. You have schedules, we also have schedules. The march to Parliament is scheduleless. The march to Parliament is timeless. The march to Parliament will not be beaten, it will not be shaken, it is resolute, it is fearless. We keep time. We also break time. I am pausing to let that sink in. I said I would be here at 7 a.m. But I came earlier. If you wanted to arrest me at 7 a.m., you missed. Because twabayise kodda. Tugenda kuuma ebiseera nga tugenda ku Parliament. Kubanga ffe tubagambye tugenda nga 23 omwezi gw'omusanvu guno omwezi tubazaayo sawa. We are pressing our shoes, we are preparing our songs, we are getting water, we are fattening ourselves to march gently to Parliament to stop corruption and to tell Anita Among to resign. We have a plan. Yes, we have a plan and we have a schedule, but we are also planning outside the times that are going to put us into danger. We don't want to be hijacked. We don't want to be tricked. We are learning from history. Gen Z have told us to be mobile, to be agile, to be flexible. We are punctual, but we are also late. If you want to catch us using time, you're in for a shock because we are Gen Z led. We are Gen Z led, we are timeless, we are fearless, we are priceless, we are generationless, we are borderless, we are nameless, and we are faceless. This is who we are. So you want to catch us at 7 a.m. so that you can block the internet in Uganda at 7 a.m. At 5 a.m. we were in the mosque. Today at 5 a.m. there was a hajjati in the mosque. You waited for me at 7 a.m. and I saw you. I saw you waiting for me. I saw you working so hard to catch me. But I've now come late. What are you going to do? We have learned to be tacticians in our planning to march to Parliament. Gen Z have shown us that we sit on Twitter spaces, we sit on TikTok, we sit on Facebook and we plan. And you come and listen to our plans. As you're listening to our plans, we're also listening to your plans. And so welcome to the space. This is a space that allows everybody to speak. If you bring propaganda, I will undo your propaganda and I will dominate the microphone. When you come to the space, you immediately start to tweet. I do not open up the space and allow people to start speaking if you don't tweet. So my people, start tweeting. Please retweet the space. You want to speak, you retweet the space. I want to see some retweets. There are very basic rules to the morning space. Olutuuka ku space bwe mwagala okutandika okwogera nga mwogera kweno space mutandika okuretweetinga atamanyi kuretweetinga we have to retweet the space, the morning space that happens at 7 a.m. You get to the space, you retweet. I want to see those retweets. As you're retweeting, because we're a peaceful march to Parliament to stop corruption, we are coming on 23rd. I wanted us to learn a small song. As you're retweeting, my people retweet the space. The small song is going to be based on a certain song that some people came singing to us. We are going to sing that song, and I want to suggest that we sing that song emphasizing our message. So the most important word in the message goes like this: resigning, 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 resigning. I want you to learn me. I chant. I chant. I went to Gaza High School. They taught us how to chant. I studied music up to S6. Did music at UCE and USCE. Okay, I played guitar and piano and drums. That's what I specialized in at my S6. So we're going to sing resigning, resigning, resigning. Who do we want to resign? Anita, resigning, Anita, resigning, Anita, resigning, Anita, resigning. Moto goli waka Kampala, resigning, moto resigning, Anita resigning, moto waka Kampala, resigning, Anita resigning, Anita resigning. We are going to bring peaceful fire. The fire of the Holy Ghost is going to descend upon Kampala. The fire of the Holy Ghost is descending upon Kampala. Young people are speaking in tongues in Kampala. And we are all saying one thing: resigning, resigning, resigning. We're not saying wawaka, 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 because we do not want to burn down Kampala. What we want in Kampala is one thing: Anita Among resigning, hey, resigning, resigning. So they used to say to us, waka Kampala, wawaka, moto, wawaka. We're not going to burn Kampala city down. We're not banners. We're not Bunsen banners. Bunsen banners are for S1. Tugenda kuocha Kampala. Arugai, you have to mute yourself when you come to the space. If you want to start speaking, please retweet. Before you retweet, I'm not opening. I want to get 10 retweets. There's a very simple rule in this space. When we get 10 retweets, I will invite Ashana to take the microphone, because Ashana is Gen Z. Ashana is in Kenya right now. I was at Ashana's place when the protests were happening. And so retweet. You want to speak, please retweet. If you don't retweet, I am going to sing another song. If you're in NRM and you don't want me to sing a song for a song which NRM people were singing, and I'm making it a resign song, retweet my space. I see that eighth retweet. Retweet the space, my people. Otherwise, I'm going to sing your Omoto Wawaka, Omoto Wawaka. I'm going to say Anita resigning, Anita resigning. If you're NRM and you're on this space and you don't want me to sing Anita resign, retweet the space. If we don't get 10 retweets, I am not opening the microphones. The first person to speak will be Ashana, and then there will be Kwesiga, and then I will call up AJ, and then I will call up Farida. But my people, retweet the space. Before I get 10 retweets, I'm not opening. Retweet the space. And when you're retweeting, please say, march to Parliament, stop corruption, Anita must resign. We are leaderless, like I told you. We are timeless. A person tells you, meet me at 7 a.m. What time are we coming? 7 a.m. You get there at 7 a.m. and the police are there. I said I was coming at 7 a.m. If you're waiting for me at 7 a.m., at 5 a.m., we were having Jama prayers in the mosque. Farida was with Boksala. Tubade tusala. Kubanga nabaga ngenda kujja kusaawa emu. Muninda. Bane mu retweeting space. Mta retweeting angenda bayimbira. Anita resigni. Anita resigni. Amongo resigni. Amongo resigni. Bana Kampala fenna tugamba resigni. Anita resigni. Anita resigni. Tetugenda kugamba moto guli waka Kampala. Mwawaka moto wawaka moto wawaka. Ebyo babiyimba yimba. Netukyamukirira. Kati fe tuyimba kimu kyokka. Omoto gukabe Kampala. Resigni, Anita resigni, Amongo resigni, Omoto gulieye Kampala resigni, Anita resigni, Mama resigni. David, please mute your microphone. David, you mute your microphone. How you mute is you touch that little space. David, mute yourself, otherwise I will mute you. Thank you very much. So we are learning how we behave when we come to Twitter Spaces. If you're new to the Twitter Space, welcome. I have 9 retweets. I want one more. Thank you very much. There are 10 retweets. When you retweet, the hashtag is March to Parliament, Stop Corruption, Anita Resign. Ashana, please unmute yourself and address us. And then there were 4 names I mentioned. You know yourselves in that order. We were ending with Farida and beginning with Ashana. Welcome, Ashana.
Thank you, Stella. Good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me.
Loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. So there are like 3 things I want to put across. One, to start with what you are saying about time. You know, when you make a plan and then the police comes for the plan. This is for you, Yvonne and Cynthia and Kennedy and all those who were at police yesterday and are getting the response today. One of the things I think you should expect is the police to ask you, how do you plan to march? So you can give them, if you have a plan, you can give them a different time, maybe like 2 hours before or 2 hours ahead, and don't tell them the exact places. You need to change that because that's what they did with us at Makerere during the Fees Must Vote. Well, they didn't want us to march, but we had written to them. So they said, what is your plan? Where do you intend to start from? And we told them we'll start from this hall and march like this, but we began an hour earlier and even had a press conference on campus because the Vice Chancellor had threatened to arrest us on campus and have us pay for all the damage. So by the time the military came to get us, we had already reached outside the main gate and there was no damage we could pay for or be held to pay for. The other thing is I want to tell fellow Gen Zs to reject being treated like children. It has become a culture in Uganda, started by Museveni, who calls us his grandchildren. None of you are his grandchildren. He has his blood relatives. That way, Sibako. Yesterday, I saw Kano Edith saying, our children, we are not her children. I saw Chris Badiomonsi saying, oh, these young people are copying Kenyans. We are not his children. These people should stop treating us like children. We are citizens who have the urgency to hold our leaders accountable. The moment they start seeing us as children, then they make suggestions to look like we do not reason at all. We do not think they have to think and plan for us, which is wrong. So refuse to be infantilized, refuse to be treated as children. Anyone who starts saying, you see, our children, we want to protect you, the police is going to tell you, oh, you know, we want you to be safe, we want to protect you. That is the role of the police. That is obvious. You do not have to say it again as if you're telling a P1 child what you're going to do for them. That is their role. Saying that is trying to infantilize you and make you look like, make you doubt your abilities as a citizen. So we should reject being referred to as children. We are not anyone's child. Okay, I can't speak Uganda. Let me not.
Please speak your language. Speak your language.
Kale abakinga bali aha ekinani ngamba n'okugira nti abantu bomu government bareke kututwara nk'abaana. Every time abantu batweta Museveni atweta bijukuru Kano Edith Nywaza agizire ati abaana bitu. We are not her children. She has her children. Museveni has his children and grandchildren. We are not their children. So we should refuse to be infantilized. We should refuse to be spoken for because each time someone treats you as a child, then they want to speak for you. They want to decide for you. We should stand our ground. The third and last thing for those of us who are going to march, I will also get a witch's bloom like Akwenza and come, is to. There will be so many temptations. I'm sure the people that have come to make offers to you, there's government officials that will come and say, you know, we can make it easier. Whoever tries with something to tell you to tone down, do not accept. I don't know why they wait for such a time when we've already come out to come and say, no, there's actually alternatively, we can have a dialogue. I heard that Amongo was calling for a dialogue. After arresting more than 3 people, now she wants the dialogue. Over what? She wants more people to arrest. She wants more people to bribe. Refuse to sit down and dialogue with the oppressor. No one has ever gotten their freedom by bending to the rules of their oppressor. So you should stand your ground. It's going to be, we don't know what to expect, but do not shy away. Do not let anyone take away your voice. Do not let anyone take this revolution away from you because it's yours. You've started this. You're doing this for posterity. Do not let anyone say, no, I think you should. No, I think I can do this for you. If anyone who wants to support this revolution should say it openly. People should not come through the back door and try to turn you down and give you suggestions on what they want to do because some of them are after taking the revolution from your hands. But this is our time to take back our power as young people. When they compare us to Kenyans, I feel sad because it's not just Kenyan Gen Zs that have risen up. Look at Bangladesh that are trying to fight a discriminatory quota system. Look at the encampments across universities in America, which are fighting for Palestinians. So the comparisons, Uganda is not like Kenya, Uganda is not like this. All that is meant to discourage you, but we should find strength in that. They are scared. And one thing from the Kenyan Gen Zs that we should take is when we lose our fear, they lose their power. So power to you, all those of us who are going to march, power to everyone who is supporting the march. Please be open about your support. Do not come and try to tell us, I think I can only do this for you. Make it open. Do not come through corners because we are fighting corruption. Thank you so much. Stella, back to you.
Thank you very much, Ashana. I think I've sent you a message to be my co-host. Please accept the message. And I would like to request that whenever you're finishing, we just say, resigni, Anita resigni, Amongo resigni, because we are Gen Z. We're going to chant these things in the street, right? They were telling us, wawaka, wawaka, moto wawaka. So when you finish, you say, Anita resigni, okay? So Ashana, you tell us how Anita can resign. Then you become my co-host. Yangwa, 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 chap, 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 chap.
Oh, you want me to chant?
Yeah, chant a little. In Makerere, you go way. But we're not going way. We're now peaceful people and we're going to chant. If you can't chant on Twitter, will you chant on the street? Me, I want to hear resigni, Anita resigni, Amongo resigni. If you don't sing mine, you teach us a chant.
A chant. No, let me do the resign, Anita. Resigni, Anita resigni, Anita resigni.
Thank you very much, Ashana. Please give Ashana some love, my people. Clap for Ashana. And then I will allow the next speaker to speak. Hey, Chikumu, I see you. Thank you very much. Chikumu, because you have given Ashana love, unmute yourself and speak to us.
Good morning from here, Uganda. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be among the young people that are on this space. I'm not a Gen Z, I'm a millennial whose past has been stolen by corruption, whose present has been stolen by corruption, whose future, I can assure you, is being stolen by corruption. So that's the kind of situation we're living in Uganda. And it's not that we just want to march to parliament. It's now a duty that we must march to parliament and call for the resignation of Anita and join her farm where she's swimming every day with her fellow corrupt people. Anita resigning, Amongo resigning. Yes, I'm happy to be here.
Thank you very much. Please start taking the hashtag. People, please hashtag. Say, Anita must resign. Hashtag Anita must resign. Hashtag stop corruption. Hashtag march to parliament. Thank you very much for singing for us the chant. Right, so we shall have Douglas, and then we shall have, I want a woman, Sakata. Douglas and then Sakata.
Right, thank you very much. It's a very conversation that we the young people are taking this to heart. And I think I'll just speak off from where Hannah was making her submissions. That you see, we have ministers now trying to allude us and compare us to Kenyans because we the young people have understood the essence of accountability. If our generational cause is one that is calling us to demand for accountability, then I think we need to stick to it. The fact that very many young people are affected on issues to do with high cost of education, inability to access healthcare, inability to access very simple basics in terms of social services, then I think it is definitely prudent that young people take this to the streets in a peaceful manner. And therefore, it brings me to the second issue. Peaceful demonstrations is, first of all, a constitutional right that is provided for in our law. And I don't know why the police is even trying to halt that particular process. And yet, the right to a peaceful demonstration is provided for in our law. These are the people who came into power in the year 1986, came up with this constitution in 1995, and are the same people who would like to defy the constitution. Then the question is, where does the right fall? Is the right with we the people, with we the Gen Zs, with we Ugandans, or the right lies with those in power? Then I think that is why we draw the line, and that is why we come out and speak. Because if we cannot access quality education, if you cannot access quality health services, if you cannot access quality roads, then definitely what must we do? We need to call out people who are corrupt. We need to call out people who are making it impossible for us to be Ugandans. People who are making it impossible for us to achieve the dreams that we want to achieve. Look at other countries. Look at how other countries in Africa are progressing in terms of healthcare and in terms of services provided for the people. The fact is, we are a very young continent and a very brilliant continent. Our cause is one of accountability, and that is what we shall stand with. And I think, come 23rd, young people, take this to the streets. Peacefully march, peacefully move, and, it's your constitutional right. I know there is always a price you pay for freedom, but if that is what is required, then we must pay that price because Uganda is ours and we can't go to any other place. So come 23rd, let's march. Anita must resign. It's just our generational cause that we demand for that accountability and we get what belongs to us, the right way. Thank you very much, Stella. Back to you.
Hey, my brother Douglas, you have to do the chant. You have to do the chant.
Anita resigning, Among resigning. Yes, Anita must resign.
Anita must resign. Thank you very much. Who was next, Ashana, if you can help me?
We had Mwesigwa, who was supposed to come after me.
Okay, Mwesigwa and then Sakata. Mwesigwa, if you're not there, Sakata, can you go, please?
Yeah, thank you very much. I don't know whether I'm clear, but my voice is a little bit not okay.
We need your voice on the front line. Please speak. You're loud and clear.
Thank you very much.
Sakata, please proceed. Okay, Conrad Sakata, are you speaking? No or not? Can anybody hear what Sakata is saying?
No, we are not hearing.
Okay, encourage and please unmute yourself and speak to us.
Yeah, good morning from Fort Portal. Good morning, Ugandans. I don't know if you hear me well.
Loud and clear.
Okay, so I'm happy to be here and to see that everyone is here to see our country, how everything is going, how we can march. But my concern was, like, this march has not been brought to, like, to other areas, like we people in Fort Portal, like people in Bara, like these people that are not joining. How are we going to encourage these people so that they can join us? That was my question, actually.
Thank you very much. That's a brilliant question. It's good to have these questions, which shows that the need to participate is coming from the districts. It's coming from all over. Fort Portal is saying we also want to march, but Kampala is very far. The plan is there. This plan is for all of us. The plan is there. We are going to plan collectively, without any leader. We are going to plan about how Fort Portal will participate. But thank you very much for your question. Yeah.
Okay.
You have to do the chant. Okay, now people, if you don't do the chant when you're ending, before you speak, you come and do resigni, Anita resigni, Anita resigni. Before speaking, you have to do the chant for Anita must resign.
Okay.
Encouraging, you have to do resigni, Anita resigni, Amongo resigni.
Okay, Anita resign. Anita must resign. Anita Among must resign. Is that one clear?
Very good, very good. So some of us will sing, some of us will speak, but we must be able to own this hashtag. The hashtag is Anita must resign. If you cannot sing, you can be like encouraging and you speak it. You speak it for us in your local language. Hit us with Rutoro.
No, I'm Munyankore actually.
Tell us a little bit in Runyankore. How do you say Anita must resign in Runyankore?
Anita aine kurekura, Anita aine kurekura, Anita aine kurekura.
Yego weba bakuterera Anita oyo arekure. Tumutera nebigambo byokka.
Actually, it's the worst speaker Uganda have ever had in the history of Uganda. That one is on record.
Thank you very much. Now you can mute yourself. Farida, you're going to unmute yourself. When you come to the space, you have to do the hashtag Anita must resign and then you speak. Welcome, Farida.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to thank you, Dr. Stella, for hosting this space. We don't have many people brave like you. Thank you so much. Some of us look, up to you. We get our strength from you, from the things you've done, your protest from the past. I'm here to, I just want to mobilize and encourage, because so many diversions are coming up. The threats are going to increase. Ministers and say threatening words, but this is a moral cause for all Ugandans. It's a protest. It's not a riot. It's legal. We have to stand up now. It's now or never. Ugandans. Because they were back with I think by that fear. Even in the millennium, we grew up, our dreams were shattered. I think 80% of millennials in this country, our dreams were shattered because of corruption. And those who try to stand up, those who try to speak up, they are able to. Others are in prison. But I am so happy and to be alive in a younger generation of those young Ugandans, strong, independent-minded, vows to say. We need to support them. We need to encourage them. They are not doing anything wrong. They are just fighting for their future. They are just fighting for their rights. Corruption, we've everyone tested this. It is to the point that it's even become like an entitlement, you know? They're entitled. They're entitled to generators in their homes. They're entitled to expensive dressing. They're entitled to put an end to this. The MPs is speaking up, Honorable Sewungu and Honorable Sechubo, they are doing a great job. They're speaking up. Because their children are friends to poor children. Just because by now poor families, they see the injustice. They see how they live and how their friends live. They see the unfairness. They know. Now they've started speaking up. So we should be strong. On that day today, we march with our placards peacefully on the streets. Tugenda kuberayo, Anita has to resign. So let me chant the chant. Resign, Anita resign, Anita resign. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, comrade. Thank you. Can I please give Farida her hand claps? Clap for Farida. Please clap for Farida. She has done Luganda, English, everything. Aha, I see the hand claps. We have to encourage each other. Right. Sakata, I'd invited you to speak. I want to say before Sakata speaks, Balamaze, please mute yourself. You're interrupting the space. Balamaze. Aha, thank you very much. Sakata, when people are speaking, you have to mute yourself. Do we all know how to mute ourselves? Please mute yourself. Okay? Mute yourself, Sakata, so we can know that you know how to mute yourself. There's that microphone in the corner. Please touch it. Please touch your micro. Aha. So this is important that we can listen to instructions. We don't have any leader, but we have some very clear instructions. Sakata has just demonstrated and Balamaze has just demonstrated that they can listen to instructions. I told Sakata, please mute yourself. And Sakata listened. I told Balamaze, when you come to the space and you've come just for the first time, please mute yourself. I told Ashana, you're going to chant. You may be my friend. Everybody knows we are friends, Ashana. But Ashana, when you come to this space, you're not my friend. You come as an individual. When I say, Ashana, let's mute and chant and be my co-host, we have to know who we trust and who we can listen to. Otherwise, don't listen to the enemy. And Sakata, if you don't listen to the mute instruction, you will not listen to the instruction that we are peaceful. We are peaceful people. We know who we are hearing and who we are listening to. Farida got the instructions, and even before I told her, Farida used to start chanting. She said, yeah, like a good Muganda girl. And then she said, resign, Anita resign, Amongo resign. You people were singing, Moto Goli Waka Kampala, Wawaka, Moto, Wawaka, Moto, Wawaka. They came with their guns and they burnt down Kampala. Now they think we are going to burn down Kampala like they did. That history of violence comes from dictator Yoweri Museveni and his NRM. As we are peaceful, and our demand is one demand. Resign, Anita resign, Amongo resign. Omuliro gwa Katonda, the Holy Ghost fire. The only fire we know is the Holy Ghost fire. It is the one that saying, Moto guna waka Kampala, resign, Amongo resign, Anita resign, Moto waka Kampala, resign, Amongo resign, Anita resign. If we cannot sing on Twitter like fools, we shall not sing on the streets. If they refuse us to sit on the streets and sing Anita resign, we are going to speak in these spaces and sing as we are preparing. Tujja, Anita tujja, atubatwa tujja tugamba, resign, Anita resign, Amongo resign. Hey, resign, Anita resign, Amongo resign. We do not need permission from the police to start singing Anita resign, Amongo resign. No, Anita resign, Amongo resign. Sakata, it's your turn to unmute yourself and address us. But before you unmute yourself, you have to chant Anita resign. If you cannot chant Anita resign, you will not join us in the peaceful march to Parliament. So the order, Najeshi, today is Moja on this space. Before you start speaking to us, you're going to speak to Anita Among to resign, whether you believe in it or not. Because those of us who are going to Parliament, marching very peacefully, we have a set of instructions. We are on a mission. We are serious. We are going to show them what peace means. And if you cannot peacefully sing as you begin to open, our song is one song. Resign, Anita resign, Amongo resign. The people who come to my spaces are coming to discuss resign, Anita resign, Amongo resign. And even if you don't want Anita to resign and you want to defend her and your name is Chris Obore and you come to this space, you can come and sing your song and say, resign, Anita resign, Amongo resign. And then you say, because there's one key to enter Stella Nyanzi's space and I have to sing the song, I will sing the song. So when you get the microphone and you unmute yourself, the first thing you have to say is Anita Among must resign, and then you address us. Welcome, Sakata.
Anita must resign.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I just need to encourage my fellow youth that this is the only opportunity that we have to hold our leaders accountable. If we don't use this chance that we have, my dear, we shall continue crying and even cursing. So I just call upon everyone. Let's join together. Let's march to Parliament. It is not about your tribe. It's not about your age. But we must, I beg, let's all join and march to Parliament. Anita must go. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Abara Geoffrey, please admit yourself, make the chant of the day and address us. Abara Geoffrey.
Thank you. Still, I'm not a youth. I am a Generation X maybe, but somebody who is concerned about the affairs of our country.
Fellow Generation X, please chant. Before you even speak, you first chant. Because I'm also Generation X. You tell us Anita must resign, and then you can speak.
Thank you. Thank you, Stella, for rallying. the Gen Z. I'm only encouraging them that what is happening in the country is horrible, and we are behind them. Maybe as Generation X we failed, but I think let them take up, we support them, but I urge let them be peaceful so that we show the nations that we are concerned about our future. Thank you for mobilizing them. Thank you for the space. I'm only listening to the passion and courage of the young people. Thank you.
Right, thank you very much, Comrade Generation X. If you can't say Anita must resign, at least say stop corruption. That one is constitutional. Please say stop corruption.
Anita must resign. Actually, should have resigned yesterday, not today.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Comrade. I think for me that, again, we have seen even Generation X people are with us. So these things are telling us that it's, young people, you don't understand, we are your parents, you're your mothers. There are a number of people in Generation X, even in the baby boomer generation of the Yoweris and the silent generation before that. Many people really are tired of corruption in Uganda. And as young people are leading the feet that are going to parliament, there are so many other elderly feet that would have loved to march with us. And the spirit to march to parliament is there. If people don't want Anita to resign, at least they want corruption to end. So just as Comrade Abara has said, he's listening in, his Generation X, when you come to the space, the first thing you have to do is retweet the space, my people, retweet the space so that other people can know we are talking, we are here, we are free, we are not hiding. And all of us are saying, resign, Anita resign, Amongo resign. They think we're going to burn down Kampala like them when they were saying, Us, we are peaceful, very, very peaceful people. All we want is resign, Anita resign, Amongo resign. We are going to use some of the tactics. They came singing songs of war. For us, we're going to go singing songs of peace. They came as warriors and they think we are warriors. If they wanted a war, they should not have told us that the wars they have brought in Uganda are terrible, 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 and unnecessary. For us, we don't want war. This is a peaceful march to parliament. It is not even a protest. We are walking 1 foot in front of 1 foot in front of 1 foot. Freedom of movement is a constitutional right. We are walking 1 foot in front of 1 foot. Freedom of movement in Uganda is a constitutional right. Unless they want to tell us they have banned us from walking and they're taking away from us the constitutional right of freedom of movement, they should not bar us from marching to parliament to stop corruption. Okay, enough lecturing. But I'm actually teaching. You will want to learn or you will not want to learn. You are learning. We haven't come for war. They came singing songs of war. For us, we are singing about an end to corruption. We're not taking stones. We're not burning tires. We are not doing any of those violent things they think that young people do. We don't have knives. We don't have guns. We just have our voices. And we're reclaiming our voices for ourselves. We don't have a spokesperson. If Stella Nyanzi is speaking shit, Stella Nyanzi sits down. And the young people and the revolution marching to parliament are going to say the same message of stop corruption. Anita Among, resign. Did I lose my co-host? Okay, I lost my co-host. I'm now going to keep quiet. The instructions of the space are very clear. When you come to us, pick one of the 3 hashtags and tell it to us. I have taught us how to chant. I have taught us how to respect other people speaking and we close our microphones. I have taught us obedience. I have taught us a number of things. I didn't come here to teach because I'm not your teacher. I refused to teach at Makerere University. When they tried to force me, I undressed and they kicked me out, right? So I'm not your teacher. Get your own teachers. Become your own teachers. You're teaching us. Gen Zs are teaching us. Bwe basomesa baffe, sazize kusomesa. Bwe bankakatakewo mu Stella Nyanzi genda osomesa abaana e Makerere. Gatenza omulimu gwange kulowooza na kunoonyereza nagaana ne neeyambula ngende kulira Makerere. So siri musomesa wammwe buli omu agenda kwesomesa. Temukkiriza abantu basomesa bintu bibi. Mwesomese tugenda kwesomesa. We're going to teach ourselves. Right. So peaceful hashtag M. Please come to the space and speak to us. The first thing you have to do is to chant. Pick one of the chants. Hashtag stop corruption. Hashtag march to parliament. Hashtag Anita must resign.
Anita resigning, Anita resigning, Anita resigning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Stella. Then it's okay that the importance of this match is really important and it's so opportune. We shouldn't copy Kenyans. Uganda does not stand alone in this world. There's boundaries of most Kenyans are border in Uganda. Most of them are cousins, and in fact, we are virtually cousins in Kenya. So whenever someone sees something good, you ought to emulate it. We are going to emulate it. Even if they want to say that it's a negative thing, it's never a negative thing to emulate something good. But away from that, protesting has always been a culture of Ugandans. Dr. Stella Nyanzi, we've always been saying no to oppression, saying no to bad things. It's our right, and this is very important. There's no other thing that is working. We can't rely on the judiciary powers, we can say like 95% the judiciary take all abantu. We saw what happened in elections. So we can't rely on that. Parliament right now is the change, but right now Anita entrenched in system. She will
will do whatever she can to fight. I actually can bet that she can hire goons because she wants to protect her name, she wants to protect the hold she has on the country. Now here we should always also be intent on this. Stand to Gambe and to resign. Go to Batusoke yo, ye mission ya fesoka, avewo kubanga aswaziza abantu nebanga balonda no mu parliament yagamba yes, abantu nebanga balonda yes bona yagamba no, ani yamu obuyinza obwo kubeera nga atumanyira nekindeta neguneshanika kyatugambi wali eri that but we infantilizing Uganda no siyabwe, we are equally stakeholders to the country ngabo bebali siba family yaffe, and we can't be family to thieves. Sobola kubeera de simayi judge omubbi jajange si mubbi tebatumanyira. We despise them, we should despise them, we do not like them. They are thieves, they are stealing away futures, with their slogan "Smile securing future." No, those are doing the opposite. They are stealing away from our country, and we deserve to build our country. Right now Uganda should be on another level, competing with other countries. Their mediocrity, they want to bring their mediocrity to us, whereas taking and stealing resources Anita must go, because otherwise elections, we can't rely on elections now. So the only thing that we have to hold on to is demanding peacefully marching. To the hooligans, they are the hoodlums. Whenever someone calls you a hooligan, tell them you are the hoodlum. They're stealing away from our country. Why? Because you're a beneficiary. We are not beneficiary to their thievery. We are actually victim. They have been victimizing us. East, west, north, south, central. No, Anita Java. It's just a cover. Overseas. Overseas. We pay tax, value-added tax, names or the Tusasula, we pay. You are a colacha abantu abatasasula sere bayise etya abakisirani bayise batya abantu abo. We pay taxes, we've been paying taxes kuva muto biwogenda kuduka okugula sukali oba okugula anything else obeera osasula omusolo. So tebalina kugamba mbo bachi, that is our money, and we deserve to hold them accountable. How they spend it, value for money. We need to see how our money is used. We've been experiencing this. Anita policies parliament. So Anita must go. I thank you for this space, and I'll be joining people to the march peacefully. But we also need to continue the horizontal mobilization. Your friends on WhatsApp, wherever you are, never befriend abantu. Right now we have a responsibility. We do not befriend people who are just seeing the country. The country is burning or because it is close to it. There is some proximity they have to the government, to the regime, to other people, or in one way or the other they supply to the government. There is always that connection. Yes, we understand, but there is also the love for your country must be overpowering. There is a responsibility we have for now, but also for the future. Uganda should not be lagging behind. Actually, they always tell us that Ugandans are one of the smartest people. We should translate this smartness in the actions, and demanding accountability means madness. There's a lot of intelligence. Intelligence varies, but one way I know that someone is intelligent or smart is the way they handle resources, the way they are accountable, the way they don't just react negatively when they know that we are trying to plan a peaceful march, but the way they are reacting, it's so negative. The police is so negative, and yet they are also affected. They're affected with this. So we demand Anita to resign. We demand the stop to corruption, and we shall march on 23rd to stop this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, comrade. Thank you very much. I love the passion. Keep the fire burning. Robert Twesigomwe, you're up. Please chant one of the hashtags, or you tell us resigning. Anita resigning. Amongo resigning. Robert Twesigomwe.
Yes, Stella, thank you. Anita must resign. Anita must resign. Thank you so much, everyone who is here. It's our time now to wake up and make sure we march in the parliament. In fact, Anita is not only the top for corruption, but she's the embezzler I've ever seen. Because Uganda, as of now, corruption is turning out to be the embezzlement stage, the bribery stage. So, and all these can be stopped if Anita resigns first. Otherwise, I thank everyone. From me, I'm here live from Kanungu. We are trying to, though people are far from Kampala, but we are trying to tell everyone on 23rd, everyone must wake up and resign. If you were to go to our offices or parliamentarians, we have to be there. So we have to make sure Anita must resign. Anita must resign. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Thank you very much, Comrade Robert. Los Santos, because you have clapped for Comrade Robert, please chant one of the three hashtags or sing for us, resigning, Anita resigning, Amongo resigning, Los Santos.
Resigning, Anita resigning, Anita resigning, Anita resigning. Good morning, each and everyone. Thank you for being here. And well, to me, I want to say Anita must resign. Mpuga and other three commissioners must resign, and we must reduce on the number of MPs in the parliament. Well, to the comrades, abaina mu mutima gw'okutya sagala mutye lwansonga. Personally, I'm following most of the government officials to see their reactions towards this. You can also go and check on Ofondo's tweet today morning. He has advised police not to drive this thing away, it's to only maybe give us guidance on how we can be peaceful. You get? So that shows that, okay, there are some government officials that abatatulabanga bayaye, abatatulabanga basiyazi, abatatulabanga bannakigwanizi. So as we prepare for that day, let's be mindful, knowing that tetuli feka wali abantu abali eyo nga bagamba yes, this is the time bannayuganda okusituka okuba nga beerwanirira. So abalinamu omutima omutitiizi temutya. Nammwe abali abagamba nti we are not falling under this G generation mwerimba, because ebituluma myaka gyaffe bye nammwe ate mwolekedde muze emyaka mitono okufa temulina malwaliro mwe bagenda bajjanjabira. So you should join us. Tell your children, tell your grandkids to be part of this, because Uganda yaffe ffenna tuyinza okuba abavubuka ffe abasingamu obungi naye tekitegeeza nti mwe temuliimu mwe muli enguudo tukozesa zezimu amalwaliro tukozesa gegamu. Government yaffe parliament yaffe baba bali mu kubba, much as people want to call it corruption, because buli bubbi baba bali mu kubba tekitegeeza nti babba ffe fekka, nammwe bali mu babba, because at the end of the day we are the kids that are suffering ate nammwe mwaggwayo. So each generation, if you feel like you're Ugandan, begin a so please come and join. Olwokuba tuli bangi abaagala okubaako kyeboogera, so I would choose to stop from here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Los Santos. Ali, you're up next. Please use one of the hashtags and address us. I would like to say that the people who've spoken, please step down from being speakers, and then I'll allow other requests to come up. Yeah, if you've spoken, please step down. Thank you very much, and let's allow other people to come up. Ali, you're up next.
Hello, I am actually Kenyan. I don't know if I'm allowed to speak in this space.
Of course, you're allowed to speak, my sister.
Yes. So I just want to stand in solidarity with you guys. I've been to Kampala and Entebbe and severally, and every time I'm around, I take a drive around to see, okay, are there any changes, any developments? And I'm usually so appalled. I was even surprised and I was last there in 2021. Now, when I went to the section that hosts the embassies, I can't remember the name, but it's a posh area, and there are potholes, and I was surprised. One of the main roads in Kampala had potholes, and I was like, what is happening? So I think it's important that we realize, all of us as Africans, that this change is all over the world. The UK just voted in 20-something-year-old MPs in Parliament. Kenyans, you've seen what we are doing. Nigeria is also planning for the same, and I'm glad you guys are planning the same. I would urge you, as you plan for these protests and plan for longevity, know that it's not given. You have to take it. Peace is not given. You have to take it. You have to demand for your own justice, and you might have to suffer injustices. Like for us, so far, we've lost 50 of us, and it's only been a month, but we're still going on with it. I have shared something on the space here, probably maybe something that you can use to arouse people's sense of patriotism. It was shared by one of our senators, and he says, according to the Greeks, there are three types of people on earth. They're idiots, they're tribesmen, and they're citizens. So if we bring that back home to our countries, you find, so if it's the idiots are people who don't care. If it was in an exam, they would cheat. If it was in government, they would steal. They just don't care. It's all about them. If it's about eating a banana peel, they would throw it by the road. They don't care how it goes. Then you have the tribesmen. Tribesmen are people who look at everything from a point of view of tribes. So if you're not part of their tribe, you're not with them. If you're not a part of their tribe, they don't trust you. They will not work with you. They will alienate you. Then we have people who are citizens. Now, citizens are people who do the right thing. They are people who respect the law. They will respect the law even when no one is watching. They will respect exams. If they're in government, they will not steal. They are compassionate to their people. They promote the well-being of other citizens. They share what they have to ensure everybody is raised up. So as you reflect about your planned protests, who are you? Where do you lie? And your leaders, as they've done, from their actions, not their words, where are they? Where would you place them? Are they idiots? Are they tribesmen? Are they citizens? And you yourself, because it has to start with you, for you to get yourself out of the house and go to that march, knowing you might face police brutality, knowing you might be arrested. Do you have it in you? And keep it going. Remember, also, as you go, politics will come in. They will try all these tactics of divide and conquer. They will try to give you generalizations. They will try to give you, we've done this, we are planning to do this. They will try to tell you, okay, to give you bits. We'll give you this, but this other one, go Jenny, wait for it, So try and appeal that to your people. And as I finish, I will give you an example of me and why I am on the streets and why I'm very passionate about this movement. I'll give an example of Kenya. When Uhuru Kenyatta came, I'm currently 27 years. When Uhuru Kenyatta came in power in 2013, I was 16. He left in after 11 years. After 10 years in 2022. After Ruto took over, Ruto is so far 2 years in. He might go up to 2027. We don't know after. But what I'm trying to say is Uhuru and Ruto are the presidents of my youth. Uhuru came in when I was 16. Now, he left when I was 25. Now, if Ruto, for example, God forbid, he runs for 10 years, Ruto will leave when I will be 35. So it is, look at it, for President Museveni, for how long has that guy been in power? For the MPs who've been there for a long time in your parliament, those are the leaders of your youth. What have you been able to do and build in your youth? Because after you hit your 40s, 40 and 50s, your productivity level is not like in your youth. And for me, this was a big wake-up call, and I was like, no, I have to participate actively as a citizen in the matters of my country, because it's about what quality of life do I want for myself and what quality of life do I want from my children. And so remember, time is the most precious resource. Other than all the resources we have in Africa, you guys have a lot. Your country is largely green. You have the people. Remember, it is about your life. So don't allow people to mess it up. We are together. We will support you in pushing your hashtags, and Rita must go. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Comrade Ali. We stand in solidarity with you. We are inspired by what's happening with the Gen Zs in Kenya and how you're leading, and we are learning from you. We are learning across borders, and so the work that's happening, the resistance work that's happening is borderless, but also we are learning across generations. Although I'm Gen X, I'm among the people who are really motivated and inspired by what's happening in Kenya. And for me, I know we are different countries, but we're different because of colonization. People who are telling us that Uganda is not Kenya, you're joking. Because for us, we've agreed that our solidarity is a political. We are an East African community. This movement is going to be East African community. Also, I want to thank you for sharing that quote, but also explaining for us, because not all of us in the space read these long paragraphs. In Uganda, we say, which means today we're not speaking your English. You elite people have sold us out, right? So I have retweeted the quote from Okia Omtata, and I will now put the quote down. Thank you very much, Ali. If you want to sit in and listen a bit more, yes, we have a number of other speakers, and we see what you're doing, we hear what you're doing, we follow what you're doing, we criticize what you're doing, but we're learning from what you're doing. Ruto must go. So, comrades, I'm going to remove the quotation that our comrade Ali has shared with us. If you want it, it's on my space. I have retweeted it. And next, I will invite Bayan Dan. Your hand is raised as a listener. I will upload you to the space in a minute. Coco Destiny. Coco Destiny, do you want to address us? Oh.
Yes, it's something that is. Thank you, Stella. I remember last time when Katuma Amala said that.
You haven't chanted Anita must resign.
Yes.
Please chant Anita must resign. Resigny, Anita resigny, Anita resigny, or say Anita must resign. One of the two.
Okay. That's right.
Coco Destiny. Or is it by Iron? Coco Destiny, if you're speaking, just get one of the hashtags. March to Parliament, Stop Corruption, or Anita must resign, and then you will speak. Can you do that?
March to Parliament, 23rd of July.
Very good.
I wanted to talk about the Chris Baramo's statement that Uganda is not Kenya. Last time we had Katuma Amala saying that Uganda is not Sudan. But definitely he still did. Now, no matter whether Uganda is not Kenya, we are coming. They will see us there. That's my submission.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for sharing. Chikumu, you've been waiting for a while. Please unmute yourself and address us. Chikumu, are you still there? Okay. Za Alan, the second.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. My name is Alan Mutanda. Thank you for speaking. I want to highlight 2 points. One is we should make this. Sorry, I have first seen Anita must resign and must resign and must resign. Yeah, my 2 points. we should emphasize the importance of conversation everywhere we are. Yesterday, our case is a brother said outside there. I was moving out. I was moving out of the kitchen. A brother guy said, "Okay, guys, there's no what do you call it? What's the reason?" I just said, "What do you call that?" Then I told them Tuesday because most of them actually don't know, and most of them use WhatsApp. Yeah, just open our WhatsApp with some other guy, and he wanted to pass on this information to his other people. So,
Alan, you're not very clear. Can you hold your gadget closer? Can you come closer to your gadget, please? Comrade Sir Alan. There's someone who has not muted themselves. Okay, everybody, please can you just mute for a second so that I can stabilize the space? There are so many requests. Please first mute yourselves. Everybody mute yourself. Please mute yourselves. Please mute yourself if you're up in the space. Please mute yourself. The mute button is the one in the corner. There is feedback. Please mute yourselves. Otherwise, I'm ending the space. Please mute yourself so we have some order. Aina microphone gy'atagyeko muggyeko microphone zammwe tuleme kuyingira mu space tusobole okuwuliziganya. Waliwo alina microphone gy'atagyeko tetugenda kwogera nga tetuwuliziganya, nsaba tuwuliziganye. Ngenda kuggalawo space totusobola kuwuliziganya. Bw'oba olina microphone bw'olina omuzindaalo n'ojja ku space bano bwe boogera oggyako omuzindaalo gwo. Resigning, Anita resigning, I'm over resigning. Hey, resigning, Anita resigning, I'm over resigning. Hey, resigning, Anita resigning, I'm over resigning. Anita resigning, Anita resigning, Anita resigning, Anita resigning, Anita tukugamba timu resigning, Anita resigning, I'm over resigning, Anita tukugamba timu resigning, Anita resigning, I'm over resigning. There is a microphone that is not going. I am going to sing this song until your microphones are muted, otherwise I end the space now. I am ending this space now and I will open a new one if you do not mute your microphones. And I will not allow you to speak and interrupt me. Anita resigning, Amongo resigning. I'm going to close the space. I am going to end the space. Thank you very much. If you're not listening to me, you're not going to bring your disorder to these spaces. You are not going to bring your disorder to these spaces.